some people say we have a problem with maths in our country. Some people say we have a problem with maths teaching, not a problem with maths. I'll let you decide. But historically in our country, maths teaching has been quite didactic in style. So it's traditionally been the teacher standing at the front, telling children how to do something, showing them how to do something, and then giving them some kind of drill and practice type activities. Interestingly, when you talk to primary school teachers about that, they say, yeah, I don't really think my maths teaching is like that, you know. And you talk to them about it, and they have a real strong belief in what they're doing and how they feel maths should be taught. I think the problem isn't so much that we all don't really know how to teach maths. I think the problem is, that we've had in our country, is a lack of understanding of how to put all the theory and pedagogy that's out there into practice and how to turn it into a really effective system. Okay? So a lot of the research that this approach is actually based on, when you look into it, it's not new. It's not new stuff. And I'm sure you've heard of people like Piaget, Vygotsky, George Polya. It's like from the 60s and 70s, some bit before that. So it's not new stuff. This stuff has been around in our country for a long time. But for some reason, there's that information that's been out there about effective maths teaching has struggled to filter through into what actually happens in the classrooms. So then that kind of leads us to this issue of, well, maths teaching in our country, for some reason, isn't quite working. People have such strange beliefs about what mathematics is and how good people can be at mathematics. So, for example, you know, if you go to most adults and you ask them if they can read, they probably say, yeah, I can read. Even if they're not particularly good at reading, I doubt you would be able to find an adult that was really willing to admit that they struggled at reading. What do you get for maths? Oh, yeah, I'm rubbish at maths. Yeah, you'll be rubbish at maths too, by the way, because I was rubbish at maths when I was in school. That's what you get parents saying on a regular basis. I've had so many parents coming to me, parents' evenings, yeah, well, I was always bad at maths, so I don't mind that. They seem to write it off before things have even started. It seems to be this myth that there's some kind of a maths gene, and that's passed down, and you either have it or you don't. And also, if you have that maths gene, you're really lucky because you're one of the intelligent people in this world. And there you go. Tough. Whether you have it or whether you don't have it, there's nothing you can do about it. I would say these are myths about maths. If I asked you the question, what is maths? You might give me a reply. Often teachers say things like, well, it's just everyday stuff. I used maths when I got out of bed to make sure I got here on time. Okay? And then you say to them, well, what's school maths? And how does it relate to the maths that you were just talking about? There's often a big gap in between, and they tend to talk about two very different things. So we have this problem that within the actual subject, what the subject is kind of contested, and we have this issue going on, well, what is maths, and how is that translated into school maths? George Polya, who you might be familiar with, who wrote a really famous book on problem solving, in the preface of the book, he actually says, if you teach mathematics in a way that is about fixed rules and procedures, he says, that will kill your pupils' interest. And so I guess that relates to the way mathematics perhaps historically has been taught in our country. But then there's this other view of maths, which is actually that it's more of a human thing. Mathematics is something that is created by human beings, and we can refute ideas, and it's fallible, and we create stuff. And then there's the question, is school maths really presented to children like that? Or do we present it to them in a way where, yeah, it's all about right or wrong answers and that's it?